about moving to another country. This is true for those of us who have relocated to live, work, and study in an English-speaking country. Good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My name is Carla Zelaya. I was born in Colombia, South America. I lived in Colombia until the age of 17. Growing up, I had a very strict parents when it came down to education. You could break a plate. You could go out and play without permission, and you won't get punished. But if you come home with bad grades, either I or my brothers, we will be severely punished. Like I said, punish came severe if one of my brothers or myself were to come home with bad grades. You see, my parents were teachers of a business and technical school, of a business and professional school. My mother wore two hats at the business and technical school. She was a teacher, and she was also the director of the business and technical school. Growing up, I often saw my parents talking about their students with great enthusiasm. I also saw them late hours of the night grading grading papers. My dad was the good one. He never punished me. He never screamed at me. He was kind towards me and gentle. My father also worked, besides being a teacher, he worked part-time as an accountant for a very important company in Colombia. My mother did the punishment at home and severely. Only if we were not doing good at school. She was very, if we did something else, it was okay, but school was, in having good grades and education was key in my house. The lessons that I learned from my dad at a very early age have been great sources of inspiration up to this day to me. My dad used to say, the world is a big place. If you read, you will get there faster. I hated math, so he would have me do subtractions, additions, and divisions for 2 hours every single day during my vacation time. Neither my mom nor my dad will have us waste time. They said time is precious. You need to utilize it well. My dad used to say math will be a skill that you will use for the rest of your life. He loved me, and this was a way for him to show his love. At the age of 17, I said goodbye to my dad, friends and family, and even my boyfriend, because I had a boyfriend at the time. But the saddest thing was to leave my country, the beautiful city where I grew up in. I grew up, looking at mountains and a lot of nature, because there was a big balcony in my house, and when I used to go out of the balcony, I would see one mountain over here and another mountain over there. Nature and beauty. That was the saddest part. My mom and dad decided to go their separate ways after 19 years of marriage. The fact that my dad and mom decided to separate left me with psychological scars up to this day. I was happy in Colombia, but I knew being a girl, I would be better off with my mother. As soon as I came from the airport in New York City, where I lived for 18 years, I immediately felt that I was confronted to a new way of life. There was obvious the language, the people, the way they dress, the stores, products. 2 weeks after I arrived, I found myself in a classroom full of English students, full of English-speaking students. I remember not understanding anything, not a word, but I was happy and accepted the challenge that lay ahead. All my classes were in English except for one, ESL class, English as a second language. This program was introduced in the 80s. The students were taken out of the classrooms to sit at a classroom at a designated time to learn English while they slowly progress in understanding the other, as they slowly incorporated basic knowledge into the general classes. I remember that it used to take me 3 hours to do my homework, because as I was reading the book from where I had to do my homework exercises, I couldn't understand a word, so I had to look at the dictionary. I remember looking out of the window and looking outside my window. A group of girls and boys my age will talk for hours, and they seemed to have fun. I still kept going strong and alone until homework was completed. Another sad story, and this is one that left me with feelings of insecureness and fear as I felt left out. One afternoon in high school, I was in a classroom. I saw a group of girls and wanted to join them since I was by myself. As I approached them, they immediately got up and sat down somewhere else, saying, "Let's get away. She doesn't speak English." I just know I was doing the best I could. This incident left me very depressed. I started to get body pains and stayed home recuperating for 2 months. I didn't want to go back to school. My mother said the world is full of ignorant people, and you're not, the world is full of ignorant people, and you're certainly not one of them. I was heartbroken you're certainly not one of them. Today I can proudly say that I gave my best to make my 20 years of marriage work, but it didn't. I have 2 daughters. One is 20, she still doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, but the other one is studying to be a doctor. I have a college degree. I have a certificate in medical billing and coding, and I have other certificates. And I do want to say, and that's the last part, I don't know, I lost it.
It's okay, just speak what you know.
Yeah, no, but next time, I do want to say, next time you see someone who doesn't speak English, be nice to them. Help them. Give them a nonverbal communication, a smile. It will go a long way. Thank you.
Beautiful.